Note to self, clean up after yourself. This is what happens when you don't clean up and then you start another project and you've got the hangover from the last project. So I've got this to sort out and I've got all of this to sort out. I've had a look on the net and there is a few seats on there, just the bare frames that I can work off of, so I think I'll be all right. First off, I'm going to get this measurement, so from that point there all the way to that point there, that'll give me the first bar, and then those little stays, that one's bent but it goes out like that, so from that point up to there is the next distance I've got, and then obviously back around to there. So I've pretty much got the backrest already sorted out just by looking at a couple of photos. So anyway, I'll clean up and I'll get started. Alright, so what I've done is I've cleaned up a little bit. I've used my flexible measuring device. I don't have a name for it. But I went inside and I measured the length across from essentially this part here to over the other side, and that's the ID, so that's the internal distance from that to there. And then what I'm going to do is add probably 1.5 inches. I'll just have to check some photos off the net to make, actually I won't be able to go that far, I've only got that far there, so I'll probably do half that distance, and then same as there. And problem I've got now is this stuff is coming up short, so if you lay that down, you can see that my mark is further out. So what I'm going to have to do is, these will end up being cut down anyway, so I'll use these parts and add them to this part. So that'll get me the backrest, the start of the backrest. I'm hoping that this distance here is actually what I need for down here. That'd be nice. If not, I'll just add a little fillet in the center, cut it, and then add a fillet and widen it up or shrink it down. But hopefully I might be able to get to that point quite easily. Anyway, okay, so the distance from the holding point down to the little stay is 41 centimeters, and I don't have anything that's 41. So rather than just cut 1,000 pieces up, what I'm going to do is, I like these, they're a good angle. The distance here isn't long enough, so this needs to be cut and lengthened by approximately that much, and then this piece will need to be as well, because this will be the top and it'll have another piece added to it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, because this is less cutting involved this way, I'm going to cut here and over there, take that piece away, and then cut this there, widen it to the length I need, then remeasure this distance down, 41, cut it off, and then add the length to this piece that will be over here, whatever I need, plus the extras on the end, and then weld it to the end of it. And if I flip it over, it should be exactly what I want. And that's a lot less welding and grinding, I think, and cutting, because otherwise I could spend all day doing it. So anyway, I'll bring it back. Alright, so I've got that bit welded up. It's not clean or anything, so it actually matches the combi for some reason. The paint sort of matches what's there already. Who would have thunk it? So it actually looks like it came from there. So it sits down on these pretty much where the pictures are on the internet for me, that I can see anyway. If anything, this could have been brought in a little bit, but I don't think that's going to matter too much. It just basically just slots into that area there. I'm not sure what holds that all in place. I'll have to research that further, but anyway, it fits, and I'm just going to move on from there. So that's in, and now I'll get started on the seat base. That's going to take me a bit longer, but anyway, I'll keep going. Okay, so that's where I'm at now. I've put the two little supports in, and it's looking pretty sturdy. Not cleaned. I'm not going to clean it. And I'll probably just leave that for now and start working on the base. So I've got plenty more material to go. I've probably got another hour or so before all the locals come home and whinge about the noise. So I'll keep going. I'll bring you back. Okay, so this is the seat base. As you can see, it's got that little dip down at the front, and I've made the pieces on the sides as well. And I'm sort of running out of time now. It's after 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so I can't really do any grinding. But tomorrow morning I'll come in and I'll cut that, and I'll drop this down as well, so like that. Bring it across at the back, same on the other side, and that'll be the seat base and the seat back, the base frame done, and probably put in a few braces along here. I've got some mesh, this cooling wires for baking, and I'll probably just run them along the bottom, along the seat base. They're quite strong anyway, so that'll tie in that whole area, and it'll be quick and easy, and I can just tie on the springs from that. That'll save me a lot of time and welding. So yeah, anyway, bring it back. So I brought these up just so I could explain what I meant before. So if this is the seat base, sitting down like that, these will be welded to the bottom of it. So another one there and a piece there, and obviously I'll bend them down to fit the contour, but that's a really stable base, and it looks nice from underneath because that's stainless steel. So that's what I'll be doing there, and it's quick, cheap and easy. This was a job I had to do for somebody, but they decided against it in the end, so I've got them laying around just taking up space, so I'm going to use them up, and they cost me nothing. So I've got plenty of them. Oh, there's about 4 of them, and some offcuts as well, so that'll definitely get that sorted out. And I might even put some along the back of this too. I've got it. If I've got it, I'll use it. So yeah, one afternoon's work. Not too shabby. And a free sign for the garage as well. Can't beat that. Alright, don't forget to subscribe and tell someone else. See you next time. Can't forget to water the garden either. I always forget. So there we go. Come back to life. I've been looking for a seat for this vehicle for a fair while now, but for something rusty like this, it's $1,000. That's a lot of work. Like, that's a lot of work to save $1,000 for a seat. So that's sort of put me in a position where I'm doing this, because not only can you not find them, they are extremely expensive. So I can't justify $1,000 to put my bum on something. So that's why I'm doing this, and it should work out just fine. And the thickness of the wall of this steel is so thick. And you can see that. That's that'd be 2 millimeters thick. It's very strong stuff. So yeah, can't complain about that. Alright, yeah, so see you on part 2, I suppose.